One of the biggest topics that came from Gamescom was the news that Tomb Raider is exclusive to Xbox One for holiday 2015. Now, this sent shockwaves through the internet because, a lot of people were like, oh, is it exclusive, period? Like, we're never going to see it on PS4 or PC. And then you had people saying, no, of course it's not. It's going to come to PS4 and PC eventually. So this is it's brought out a lot of fanboys. There's been a lot of fanboyism since that announcement. A lot of people were upset. A lot of PS4, sorry, gamers are upset. I mean, what do you guys feel about the announcement? And do you think that this might be a new trend of the like Sony and Microsoft securing exclusives just for the holiday season?
Uh, I'll strike it up, and I don't have a problem with exclusives. Never have, but I do have a problem with exclusives that come after the initial entry in the franchise, where you can consider the first Tomb Raider on the next gen consoles to be a reboot. So that's the starting point. And for them to take the follow up and not have it on the other console, whether if it was on the PS4 and not on Xbox or vice versa, I think is dumb. But the fact that it's a timed exclusive, I just think that sucks for the gamers in general. It's just really annoying. Like I'm wondering how much of a financial benefit they actually get from it being a timed exclusive for a year. I'm really curious because if it's timed, then there's no true incentive for someone to buy an Xbox One for it because it's timed. You just have to wait. Like it's frustrating, but it doesn't mean go buy this console. So I don't know. It's a really strange situation, and I don't think it was very smart um, on Crystal Dynamics' part.
Hmm. What do you think
I
about it,
definitely
Mike?
think that was a Square Enix decision.
Yeah, Square
Square
Enix is a
Enix, yeah.
publisher, yeah. So, obviously they struck a deal, some sort of deal. And it seems like they might have struck this deal very recently because, at E3, um, when it was announced for the first time, it was pretty much multi-platform then, so they probably struck this deal since E3.
Yeah.
Uh, but what do you think of the backlash, Austin?
I think the thing is, and Microsoft has gone on to say that the 2015 exclusivity has a duration. So they pretty much implied, obviously they don't want to say, oh, it's a timed exclusive, but that's pretty much what they're saying. So I think for the most part, given that it is a timed exclusive, I don't know, you got to step back and you got to look at the fact. You guys can still hear me, right?
Hmm.
You got to step back. You got to look at the fact that the original Tomb Raider was on Xbox's um, stage twice, 2 years in a row. They've always obviously wanted to showcase Tomb Raider. There's always been a connection between Xbox and Square Enix in that regard, and I think the reason being is everybody knows Sony's got Uncharted. Um,
Yeah.
I think for the most part, I think people who are upset about it in 2015 really shouldn't be, and I don't really think they are as upset as they're letting on. I reiterate because they've got Uncharted, um, and I think definitely Uncharted is the better experience given Tomb Raider 2013 comparing the franchises. I mean, there might be a big jump in quality to Rise of the Tomb Raider. There might not be. I just think for the most part, Microsoft, because they don't have their own, they felt they needed someone else to provide kind of a battle this holiday season in regards to two different genres. I knew it was going to be a big fuss, but in the end, since it's timed, it's really a fuss over nothing.
Yeah, and I mean, Phil Spencer was actually the one that confirmed that it's not, time exclusive, and we never really see, somebody of his position come out and say that because it's it's his job to say that this is exclusive to Xbox One in 2015 or just exclusive to Xbox in general. He doesn't have to clarify anything. So he didn't have to, clear up all the rumors and everything. He didn't have to address it at all. He could have just said, yo, this is exclusive. So that's kind of honorable for him, to actually come out and clear everything up and say that it is timed. What do you guys think of him coming out and addressing that? Addressing all the fanboys and that's been going on and clearing up all the rumors.
Well, I think Phil Spencer's a bro. I've thought he's a bro since the beginning. Um, Even this E3 mentioned, a great holiday season for Nintendo or a great start with Nintendo and Sony. I think that's because he plays games. I don't think Matrick played games. I think that's the big difference. So I think he wants to turn around Xbox. He wants to turn around the image of Xbox. I think he's done a good job. I think he still has a ways to go. But I think for the most part, I mean, I use the term as loose as I can, but ideologically, he's one of us. So I think I think he's going to be honest.
Cool. Is Michael A there?
Yeah, I'm here. I was
Okay.
just listening.
Yeah, so I know you've got a lot to say about the whole Tomb Raider ordeal. What are your thoughts on it?
I just find it funny. Like, when Bayonetta 2 was announced that it was going to be exclusively on the Wii U, people complained. Yeah. Now we see Tomb Raider gets a timed exclusive on the Xbox One, and people complain. But when Bloodborne, is it Bloodborne that I'm thinking of that's exclusive to PS4? That's
It
the
is.
sequel to, what you call it? Oh, what's that
Demon's
game?
Souls.
Yeah. Like, when those games are exclusive, like, I mean, because basically these are all third-party IPs being made by third parties,
No.
obviously, that are. Wait, how am I wrong? What's not a third party?
Well, I mean, essentially, you're dealing with a studio is getting worked with who's not owned by Sony. But Sony, like that's their IP. Bloodborne is theirs. They're a third agent to work on their own franchise. I think it's different
Yeah,
because
but
Bayonetta 2 would not have had.
what is Bloodborne a sequel to?
Demon's
Bloodborne is a
Souls.
new IP. Well, no,
But
it's not. I mean, in the way that Super 8 is a spiritual successor to E.T., that doesn't make Super 8 a sequel to E.T.
All right, fine.
No. You can't use that for this situation. The developer said that Bloodborne is the follow-up to Demon's Souls.
And that's why I said that,
They
because
say it's a spiritual
came out and
successor.
said
If
that.
they want to make Demon Souls 2, they can make Demon Souls 2.
But if the developer calls it that, they're doing it for a reason. They're not just doing that randomly at will. In fact, most times developers won't even say this is this and that. So they're coming out to let you know, yeah, this is a spiritual successor to it. And the reason I'm saying that
I
is
think they
because
changed the name. They changed the name so there wouldn't be confusion between like Demon's Souls and Dark Souls, in my opinion.
yeah,
Well,
because
I mean,
people, a lot of
the
people.
reason it's being harked on as the spiritual successor is because Miyazaki's working on it. He didn't do Dark Souls 2, and he was barely involved with the first Dark Souls. That is the connection.
But the main point I'm making is that they're a third party. Sony doesn't own them. They can make games for other people, and people don't seem to realize that. Like a third party, that's the benefit of being third party. You can do whatever you want with your IPs if you own them. You can even sell an IP to another company if they're willing to put the money up, and it benefits you in some way, shape, or form. But what I don't get is why is it that whenever Microsoft, or as we've seen, even Nintendo, they secure an exclusive, which in all honesty is what a console is supposed to do, because people make fun of consoles for not having exclusives. So they go out and secure an exclusive, and then it's time to cry and complain as if somehow you own a franchise. Like, no one owns Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider is a franchise that has been on multiple consoles already. It's not like you can even say it's only been on PlayStation consoles up to this point. That's not true. It's been on Xbox before numerous times. So it's a toss-up basically at this point. And Microsoft apparently helped them out because CD put up a Tumblr post explaining why they made this decision. And they kept saying, Microsoft's helped us numerous times in the development of this game. Not just financially, but with like sending people to help us make the game on the platform, this, that, and the third. They reached out to them. They helped them out. It benefits them to do this in some way, shape, or form. And yet gamers are just outraged, like, oh, how dare you spit in your fan's face, or I'm still not getting a shitty Xbox One, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, I don't get it. If you really, really want this game that badly, and you aren't willing to wait because it's a timed exclusive, because even in the beginning they said we're getting it exclusive 2015. Didn't say anything about 2016 or 2017 or anything after that. They only mentioned holiday season 2015. And yet people who aren't willing to wait are so angry because it's like you're not willing to wait, but you're not willing to get an Xbox One. So you just want it your way, but the world doesn't work that way.
Well, I hear you on most of what you're saying, and you're right on the exclusive stuff. But this isn't just like a new IP that's exclusive. That's one thing, and I think it's very different when a game has already been on a console, like in the series. Because, like, to give you an idea, let me pull this freaking number up. It even sold more on the Sony consoles. 69% of its sales were on PS4.
The definitive edition you're talking about, right?
Yeah, the definitive.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I mean.
So I understand, like, the business sense is that Microsoft probably shelled out just enough for them to think that it's gonna Tomb Raider sold better on PlayStation.
Because you do realize that the definitive edition, even though it sold better on the PlayStation, the definitive edition actually undersold their plans across the board. Like, it didn't sell as well.
Well, I'll tell you this. That's tough shit anyway, because it's just...
Oh, no, I agree with you. I agree on that. But I'm saying, so they're thinking, okay, we might want to do something to try and lock up money up front. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, they in the business sense, yes, it makes sense. I was agreeing on that. They basically screw the chances that it doesn't sell well. Microsoft is going to give us this amount of money. We're going to take it, and then that's good. That's a safe bet.
Yeah,
it's just.
Keep in mind, I'm not even saying that I want the game exclusively on Xbox. Personally, I'm not. I don't care. I think it would be better for a game that is like Tomb Raider to be played by as many people possible. So I'd want the game on all consoles. But a timed exclusive, is that really something that you need to start crying on the internet about and starting petitions? There are kids that don't have clean food and water, but you're starting petitions on the internet because a game is timed exclusive? This is where I don't understand people. This is what you're going to start to stand up and revolutionize against. A timed exclusive on the console, but not all the actual real stuff that's happening in the world. And then people wonder why people look at gamers with a side eye and think there's something wrong with you. This is why. It's like, stop. This is not even a major gaming issue. It really isn't. Because it's not like you're being denied a game. It's not like they're changing the format of the pricing or how content is being delivered to. No. You just have to wait slightly longer if you have a PS4 and PC. And we don't even know about PC. Because when they talk about exclusives, for all we know, the PC version might come out the next day or something. When they talk console exclusives, they don't even include fucking PC usually in that. So maybe it'll come out on PC the same day. I don't know. I don't care. That's not the point. The point is you're willing to go get your shotguns and your pitchforks because you have to wait to play a game. That's a major gaming issue right now. That's what we're going to complain about. Not all the studios closing down and people losing their jobs. Not all the games that are coming out that are quality and people are critically raving them, but then nobody goes out to support them. No, not real gaming issues. I have to wait to play a game I want. Let's go outside and start a revolution. Nah, bro. Like, no. You get your priorities in check. That's ridiculous. I understand that PlayStation people want to play Tomb Raider. PlayStation people have every right to want to play Tomb Raider. It's a game that's important to them. I'm not knocking that. And you will get to play Tomb Raider. Just that you won't get to play it before Xbox users do. Why is that a problem? Like, someone give me a definitive reason why that's going to be a problem. How is that going to ruin your experience playing the game? If anything, that gives them extra development time to develop Tomb Raider for PS4. The PS4 has stronger hardware. So the PS4 version of the new Tomb Raider game will probably look better than the Xbox One version. Then you can go on NeoGAF and your PSN 4G and all your other fanboy sites and rave about how much better your version looks. This is benefiting you. Why are you complaining? I don't understand. It's a win-win for them.
Are people out in the streets? Do I need to bar my windows right now?
In my opinion, if you get on the internet and you hear news about something like this and you start a petition, but you're not starting a petition for real shit, like how the cost of education in this country is too damn high. Yes, use that damn meme with the dude with the white hair. I don't care. When you're not doing that, but you're petitioning because you have to wait to play Tomb Raider, no, that's a problem to me. There's real stuff happening in gaming right now.
I mean, like, we are a petition focus. I'm sure there are petitions for, their mission trips. It seems like that's kind of an extreme example to make.
What do you mean?
I'm pretty sure there's like a petition out there to which side of the bread do you want buttered. I mean, I don't know if petitions really mean anything.
I'm sure there's a petition for that, but does that petition with the butter, does that have thousands of people who already signed it and left comments basically attacking people who work at Crystal Dynamics and people who work at Microsoft?
I mean, when you go to...
It's not even just that the petition exists. It's how many people have signed it and the comments they're leaving. Or the comments people are leaving on Facebook and Twitter threatening people at Crystal Dynamics, like their livelihoods, their family, or calling them out of their name, or calling them scum. Like, really? I understand it's the internet. You can say whatever you want. You can go off, yada, yada, yada. But you got to remember that when you do say whatever you want, like, that's a reflection of you. I'm going to judge you based on what you say. That's my right as well. So when you do that, you show your true colors. You will never, I dare someone to find an example of me where someone made a decision in gaming that I didn't agree with, where I was like, yeah, it's time to kill that person, or you should be fired, or you're a horrible human being.
I mean,
that's what I don't understand.
Hold on. I've got to ask something real quick. Michael A., what kind of sites do you visit?
It's not even no. I mean, dude, I'm like on Twitter. People randomly link, "Oh, look at this petition for the new Tomb Raider." And I click the link. I'm like, "There's a petition for Tomb Raider." Like 7,000 people signed it, and then you read the comments because when you can sign a petition, you can leave a comment on why you signed the petition or whatever on it. On the, I don't know, I think it's petition.org or whatever.
Okay.
Or you, I skimmed them. I'm like, these people are absolutely insane.
I just don't know if that's necessarily a good qualifier. I mean, there were petitions to get Piers Morgan deported out of the country because he didn't like the country's policy on good. Like, there's a hyperbolic nature of the internet.
How many people signed that petition?
Let me check.
How many separate petitions were made for that same cause as well? Because there isn't only one petition for this. There's numerous petitions. I'm just talking about the one I saw. There's others as well.
You've definitely got a point though, because like people have gotten too used to complaining. I feel, in the gaming community, and there's no reason to complain about this, especially because it's time.
Exactly, and that's my point, Gary.
When it does come to PS4, it's probably going to have extra content and everything. So and also next year is 2015, when basically every other game is coming out anyway. So you're not going to have a lack of things to play.
Exactly. If anything, this is dumb on Microsoft's part. You're bringing out a new Tomb Raider game. I don't know. I think it's going to be holiday season. Yeah, holiday season. When Halo 5 is coming out.
Yeah, that's actually the big key, is that it's dumb from Microsoft.
Yeah, it's dumb. Like, good luck, Tomb Raider. That's all I'd have to say. Like, why are you? If anything, what's going to happen is this game's going to sell exponentially better on the PS4. It's going to look better on the PS4. It's going to run better on the PS4. It's going to have extra features and content on the PS4. And all they have to do is wait for the better version. And because they have to wait, they're mad.
I don't know if those are inherently competing against each other, though. Tomb Raider versus
I'm not saying
Halo.
They're competing because they're the same genre or anything like that. I'm saying they're competing because when people don't have a lot of money to get all the games they want, they're going to get the game that is like higher on their list, or the game that they know all their friends are going to be playing. On Xbox, that's Halo.
I assume Halo might fall back to that September release date, which I always enjoyed, and then you might in turn get like a November release date. I mean, I just don't see them being necessarily a threat to each other. If you were going to get Halo, you were going to get Halo regardless.
But if you're on Xbox and you get, like, on Xbox, you have to look at it like that. It's just the same thing with, like, when GTA comes out. You think it's a coincidence most games don't come out the month of GTA? Hell no. They know what they're doing. You'll lose. Because when it comes to that decision where you only have that $64 because it's 60 plus tax, and you can only get one, even though you want both, which are most gamers going to choose? Even if your game is better than the other one, that one's got a bigger name, it's probably got more money behind marketing, and more people are going to get it, so people will get it because other people are getting it, you're going to lose.
I mean, by that mindset, though, we need to just push Sunset Overdrive into 2015 and give Halo, the Master Chief Collection, all the room it can.
I mean, Probably. Again, I've never said Microsoft was the smartest when it comes to how they schedule their releases, because I've also been on record saying it doesn't make sense to me that Sunset Overdrive is coming out that late in the year when they don't have anything now. Like if Sunset Overdrive came out now, like August, or if they were smart enough and got that shit out in July when there was nothing on the market, do you know how many copies of that game they would have sold? Pretty much everyone that owns an Xbox One would have bought Sunset Overdrive. I'm not saying that the game's not going to do well, but I mean, it would have done even better because there's less competition for it.
I think they want that marketing push. It's just like for me, it's the big difference is Bayonetta 2 would not exist without exclusivity. Same thing with Titanfall. Spiritual successor it is.
Wait, what do you mean? Oh, in terms of like the exclusive deal is what funded the game, is what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's true, but yeah, that doesn't apply to Tomb Raider at all.
Well, no, like for the most part, spiritual successor it may be, Born, as similar as it may be to Demon Souls. Sony's still writing the check for that one. I mean, they've contracted it out pretty much. It's still very much a Sony.
You're 100% right on that. And that's my point. Why is that okay, but this isn't?
Well, I just think the difference is, in no way, shape, or form is Microsoft publishing, funding the money. I think the big difference is what they are celebrating in terms of Square Enix and how they're going to benefit from the relation is it's going to be Microsoft marketing. And nobody markets their games like Microsoft. I think at the end of the day, that's the big benefit. I just think for the most part, though, it's like I can see why people would get upset. I can never understand the level of which people can get upset, but I can see why people would get upset because it really is money hatting at its best.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
I think
it's not worth petitioning and all that, and freaking picketing and all. But I can definitely agree that it's okay. You're upset. You gotta wait a year. Cool, but get over it.
But they're gonna get the better version of the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I say get over it. Like the bottom line here is Square Enix can't take financial risk anymore.
They can't actually. No, they cannot.
They can't take financial risk. This is them not taking that risk. You have to wait, but they can develop a better game. Get over it. I'd rather, if this is what has to happen for Square Enix not to go belly up like these other companies, then go for it.
And that's my point. That's why I brought up all those other. That's why I even said all these developers closing down or losing money, like Neversoft and Crytek, are about to become things of the past.
Yeah.
Nobody notices or cares. Companies like Capcom and even Square Enix, they're not doing as well financially as people are assuming they're doing. So they may well be on the chopping block. I don't want that to happen. These are companies that have been in gaming since I was a child. They've made quality games. I want them to keep making quality games. I don't want them going anywhere. That's my point. But people, when they're making decisions to secure the finances they need, oh, that's how dare you do such a thing to your what? What are you talking about? And then when they close their doors, rest in peace. I'm like, come on, man. Like, think for once before doing something. Like that's all I'm asking. Like, when you're going to rage, sit down for 15 seconds and think of the big picture. Is there anything that benefits me from this happening? Because literally, I just now thought of a couple things that benefit PS4 with this time release delay. And I wasn't even trying, and I don't really care about the PS4 that hard. Like, I'm not a diehard for the console. It's just the PS4 to me is just a console that's really powerful. It's whatever. And I just thought of some things right there. There's probably more.
Sony might move the order up into the Tomb Raider's freaking release time period.
I mean,
and you know what that would do? That would that'd be really smart on Sony's part, actually.
There.
What were you saying, Austin? I couldn't hear you.
Technical difficulty.
What was he cutting out? It's cutting in and out.
Yeah. Okay, he's gone. Richard Bailey, are you there?
Oh, the homie Rich is here.
Richard Bailey is here after extensive delays in moving.
What's up, man?
How you doing, man?
Yeah, so we're just talking about the whole Tomb Raider exclusivity in 2015. So I mean, do you have anything to say on it before we move on?
Oh yeah, this is the one reason why I absolutely wanted to be on the show was because of this topic. Yeah, I will make a statement that some may find.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now, I believe.
Yeah, you sounded a little robotic, but oh, well, he's gone. All right.
Well, he'll be back, but I'll just say this. Um, I noticed that a lot of those complaints, I guess they were justified, but people should have been a lot smarter when they said 2015 holiday exclusive. Obviously, that meant that past that period may not necessarily be an exclusive.
Yep.
But I just want to say this though. I guarantee you, if they said that this game was exclusive to PlayStation, nobody would complain.
Exactly.
It seemed like when they said Xbox One, that was it. People with pitchforks, here they came right after them. So, yeah, that's right. What do you have to say about that, Gary? Do you agree or disagree?
Well, I agree. Yeah, look, I hate the way that gamers are complaining, and I feel like in this day and age, gamers have too much power and too much influence, over what goes on in the industry now. So, yeah, I'm not in favor of all these complaints at all.
We hear you, Austin.
Honestly, I can wait. Yeah, Austin, we can hear you now. So, was you making a point before you left? Okay, I guess you still haven't.
What you mean? It's definitely a tactical move. I don't know.
I think you're delayed.
Hello?
Oh, this man Austin is like in the hot tub time machine on that connection from like 96 right now. It's all 56K over there.
Wow.
And he's gone. There you go. I guess someone unplugged the fucking phone jack or something. I don't know.
But yeah, going back to what I was saying, I think it's very extreme. So I agree with you, Rich. Believe it or not.
Yeah, because I saw somebody start a petition because of that.
I told you.
And I was like, well, what the hell is this all about? This doesn't make any sense.
I mean, but the thing is though, people start petitions about things all the time. There's a petition to get Halo over on PlayStation now. Oh, it's got 92 signatures.
Oh, see that?
Wait, how many signatures did the Tomb Raider
People are trying.
Which one did you see, Rich? How many signatures is the one you had?
I saw thousands.
Thank you. Wow. So he might have seen the same one I did. There's more than one. I know that. And the one I seen was over 7,000 signatures. So wow. I'm like, that's ridiculous. And you people need to go outside. Seriously, get some fresh air.
And I'm not sure if you've seen any of the other articles, but they said that they started to talk bad about the writer of Tomb Raider. They went after the writer, talking about, you shouldn't have did this deal, all this other stuff.
Told you. They started to personally attack people at Crystal Dynamics. They attacked their character. They defamed them. They started to threaten them and their families because they have to wait to play Tomb Raider, and it'll probably be a superior version that they have to wait to play. This is the logic of gamers nowadays. And people wonder why when people introduce themselves to me and I introduce myself back, I don't tell them I'm a gamer. I don't want them knowing. I don't want to be. I
feel like that'd be out of place too. You're at a funeral. I'm so sorry for your condolences. By the way, I was a gamer. Whoa.
No, I mean, like, I just don't know.
You
introduce yourself to someone and you talk about what you're interested in. Like, I'll mention sports. I'll mention books. I'll even mention anime. I'm not mentioning that I play video games, even after they do. I don't want those connotations attached to me. I don't want I don't want that connotation of BO and bad social behavior and all that stuff attached to me. I'm good. Like, I've had people come back and they'll see consoles in my house. Like, you play video games? I'm like, that's debatable.
I'm sorry. I'm imagining someone now introducing themselves with BO as their tagline. Hi, my name's Austin. I got BO.
No, okay.
I'm a gamer.
I'm saying, okay, when you introduce yourself, eventually so what do you got? Like, what are your hobbies? What are you into? And you list your hobbies. When you say gamer, what are the things that people outside of gaming think of gamers? You see what I'm saying? The whole stuck in your mom's basement, fucking undershirt with mustard stains and hot pocket stains on it and holes in it that hasn't been washed.
I mean, the thing is though, the thing about that is though,
with that stuff.
and I had this exact same conversation with somebody else the other day. The thing about that is though, that is only how it's perceived in the States. You go to other parts of the world, David Cage is given the highest Medal of Honor France can give a citizen. It's respected like filmmakers are, and like hell in Japan, Hideo Kojima's a rock star.
I mean, that's very true.
Japanese.
But I am in America right now, so the people I'm meeting are American, and Americans think these things.
I'm sure
Well,
most
not
of those complaints came from America and, probably the UK too.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure in the UK it's the same way. From when I've lived there, when I lived there, and I spoke on people, because most people they don't even say I'm a gamer. They'll say I play FIFA, and they'll leave it at that. That's it.
Yeah.
That's acceptable.
Yeah, I definitely hate telling people I'm a gamer.
Yep, and responses to situations like this are exactly why. Timed exclusive. Oh, you suck as a writer. How does that even connect? Like, where did that come from? Oh, this game is timed exclusive on X. You know what? You suck at writing anyway. No, that doesn't make any sense. If they sucked at writing, why would you be mad that the game's timed exclusive on Xbox? You could just not buy the game. You clearly want the game, so they must not suck at writing. But you're going to tell them they suck at writing because you have to wait to play the game? I don't understand that.
Michael, I'm going to give you mad props, though. You were able to take some really abstract concepts and almost use it as a pedestal, especially like you did when you tied
Wait, what abstract?
with like starving men, like women and children. I just want somebody to be like,
how is that an abstract concept? My point was, people are willing to petition for something stupid like timed exclusivity, but aren't willing to get off their asses or petition to do something about something that actually matters, that's real, that affects people.
I don't know. Like, I just think we are by nature. I mean, film does this too. People are like, oh, frames per second. Let's burn this place to the ground. It's the hyperbolic nature of people these days. It's not exclusive to just one thing, though. I mean, hell, politics is the most of the state. It's like they throw down the gloves.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I just have higher expectations of people, or gamers in general, since gamers pride themselves on being the smartest people as a collective in the world, which I know for a fact is just not true. Sorry. So, like, yeah, I just don't understand that. If I can see the stupidity in this, why can't they?
I don't know. It's one of those things.
But there's another part to it.
You are a great.
There is another part.
What is the other part?
The other part is I personally don't understand why they are complaining when you already know that Uncharted is coming out at the exact same time.
Thank you.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
and that's what's gonna hurt. That's what's gonna hurt Square Enix.
If anything,
all those delayed games.
I was gonna move.
You said what, Gary?
That's what it is. I mean,
I was saying not to mention all those delayed games are coming out in 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what it is, though. I mean, like Rich is right. It's a strategic
to
move.
answer the thing.
What did you say, Charles?
No, he can finish. I'll wait.
I was just gonna say Rich
I
is
think
right.
you might
It's a
still
strate-
delay us.
Ah, damn it.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Every time he gets a win, it just stops. No, I was gonna say, to answer why we have these people that complain, it's all because of Silver Spoon Timmy now has a platform when he doesn't get his games the way he wants to get them. And it's so easy to type up a petition for Silver Spoon Timmy. Because
I just
Mike says, like the NeoGaf and the M4G commenters and the YouTube people, like they when they have an issue, if they don't feel like the comment section is a grand enough soapbox for them, then they can just type up a petition. It takes like 2 minutes and get all of the other Silver Spoon Timmys together, and they can march on nothing because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
There's just a bunch of spoiled brats with internet.
And yeah, we need to have another discussion about the spoiled brats because I mean, my main thing is I feel like Austin was saying, other forms of media, they have people who outrage too, but I feel like in gaming, those people who outrage, they actually have an influence on what happens and the overall outcome of things. So that's what bothers me mainly. But I think we need to revisit that topic too another time. But for now, we gotta move on, because of time. I wanted to.
Can I just say one thing? One thing that.
Yeah, go ahead quickly.
Charles, I think it's a little disingenuous to target two websites in particular. This happens everywhere. There is no place more toxic than the IGN.
I didn't even mention just two.
He didn't say it was just those two. It's just he just used those two as an example.
You just used N4G and NeoGAF. Trust me, it's a lot more.
It is a lot more than that. But I'm gonna be honest, those two sites, that's pretty much what they're known for. Go on the sites now. Go on N4G. There's a reason people call N4G PSN4G. Go on N4G right now. Look at the top source, and tell me that you don't see a correlation to what I'm talking about right now.
There are many correlations. Largely just because there's many preferences. You go to IGN, it's the same thing. You go to GameSpot. Hell, you go to
I'm not saying it's not bad on those sites. Trust me,
is this. Like for one, I said NeoGAF, I said N4G, and I said YouTube. But he
did say YouTube.
The reason why I said those three is because those are three where the comments are at the forefront most of the time. Like N4G is the poster child for that. Like they thrive off of the comments. People go and comment and don't even read the article that they're commenting on.
Yeah, they read the title. And they see what console is in it, and then they comment.
YouTube guys do that the same thing, though. They'll just bring up a video. Oh, Xbox sucks, or oh, PlayStation sucks.
He did say YouTube. You do know he said YouTube as well, though.
No, I know he said YouTube, but I'm saying like N4G. It's one of those things that, like, particularly, and I'm a little defensive of NeoGAF because it's one of those things that developers also partake in these conversations, and I think if they want to, they can defend themselves.
Do you know they understand that is a waste.
Exactly. That's number one. And number two, I can't think of any place on the internet where more rumors have been started that developers had to come out and say, stop saying this, it's wrong, than N4G. I can account numerous times already this year where some quote-unquote insider, right, an insider on N4G, right, the fuck, who called himself an insider.
No, like N4G is terrible.
And
I'm not denying that N4G is terrible.
Okay, and NeoGAF, because it's happened there. It happens there.
No, the thing about NeoGAF is you have to be verified to drop
name insiders on NeoGAF that have been exposed already as just flat-out liars. But
what does that say about the guy? What does that say about the guy though who at every moment of the Xbox conference dead on who originated from NeoGAF? We knew about the white Xbox. We knew about Sunset being 2014. We knew about the Master Chief Collection in like February of this year.
Sorry, that's not impressive to me. Everyone who plays Xbox knew all those things were coming.
I don't care if you're impressed by it. It doesn't change the fact that those rumors were correct.
But they were okay. Even a dead clock is right twice a day. I can guess and throw out random guesses, and I'll randomly hit the mark. The point is, these people are calling them insiders, but then you're finding out they're not even really insiders. So even if they are right sometimes, they're not genuine when they're telling you that they're an insider, and they're just making up stuff and spreading rumors. How does that help gaming at all?
I'm not talking to those people. I'm referring to specifically the incident. That literally Microsoft was tracking down a leaker who leaked the majority, 95% of Xbox's press conference, and that was largely because he had to be validated. There are some websites out there worse than others. I'm not denying this fact. Charles is right. Charles hit YouTube. I'm not calling him out on omitting YouTube, but I think for the most part, though, it's disingenuous to group everybody under that rug.
I'm really sorry. We gotta move on.
I'm just saying, let's move on. But I'm just saying, if you don't want to be grouped under that rug, you should probably get off the rug then, because they're all there.
I don't deny that.
That is a filthy rug, and they're all there.
No, I'm just saying. Maybe you need to check out the rug better next time. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe we can continue this discussion in an After Dark episode or something. But, let's move on.
I'm just waiting for Michael to take like some really abstract theory and be like, you don't like third-party exclusives? Blame the gas shortage in the 1970s. And I'll be blown away. I'd be like, that man's got skills right there. He can take really out of left field things and somehow make them relevant to the conversation.
I don't know why you said that, but okay.
It's up there with petitions for starving women and children, just in terms of left field point. I'm sorry.
It's not a left field point anyway. That's not a left field point anyway. The point I'm making is you want to make petitions for shit that don't matter, but ignore shit that matters.